Stampers, it's Judy Klock here at Stampin with Crafty Klock. Happy Thursday. I hope everyone is having a great evening. I'm coming to you tonight. We're going to work on a couple of cards, but before we get started, I want to give you a couple of commercial announcements. Our Stampin' Bingo class is coming up. It's Halloween Bingo. It'll be on October 30th. We're going to be featuring the Gorgeous Leaves stamp set. These are actually two of the designs that we'll be making at my class this Saturday. That's already closed. Everybody's looking forward to that. But you still have time to register for Halloween Stampin' Bingo, which will also be featuring the beautiful Gorgeous Leaves stamp set and die bundle. So registration closes on Sunday. So if you're interested, check out the events section on my Stampin' with Crafty Klock Facebook page and sign up. We're going to have a blast. We always do. Then I've also opened up registration for my November class, which will feature the Elegant Evergreen bundle. And these are just two of the designs that we'll be making. I still have to work on two more, but these are just some of the lovely designs that we'll be making with the Elegant Evergreens bundle. So go ahead, registration is also open for that. That is also on my Stampin' with Crafty Klock Facebook page. And registration closes, I believe, November 2nd, but you only have until October 24th to get early bird pricing. All right, that's it for commercial announcements. Hey, Tracy. We're going to work with the Little Delights tonight, and I love this stamp set because it really encompasses many different holidays and occasions. You've got a thank you, you've got birthday, Christmas, Halloween, you're such a blessing. So this can really be used for a variety of occasions. So let's take a look at what we're going to be working on. And our first one will be a simple stamping card. We're just going to use stamps, inks, and paper, and maybe a marker. And we're going to make this really pretty, quick and easy Christmas card. Just a lot of straight cuts on your paper trimmer and just a minimal stamping. And then we're going to get a little bit splashy for Halloween. It's coming up. And we're going to make a fun fold card for Halloween using that gorgeous black glimmer paper. But how cute is that? And that beautiful black and white gingham ribbon. So let's go ahead and get started with our simple stamping card. So I have here a base of cherry cobbler. It's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have a piece of basic white for the inside. This is 5 1/4 by 4. I have a couple of layers for the outside. I have Pool Party, which is 5 1/4 by 4. I have a piece of our Designer Series paper, and this is from the Cute Stockings bundle, I believe. It's the one with the pets. This is 5 by 3 3/4, and then we have a piece of basic white that is 4 by 3. So let's go ahead. I want to start with my inside first. So I'm using a couple of different stamp pads. I am keeping everything in the colors of this Designer Series paper, and this is it's like Bumblebee and Cherry Cobbler and Old Olive and Pool Party. So we're just going to keep everything in those colors. And we're going to start out, we're just going to stamp that Merry Christmas on the inside. I'm sorry, we're not going to stamp Merry Christmas on the inside. I used a different sentiment. I'm sorry. I used a sentiment from one of my other Christmas sets that had it. I don't remember which one I used. I used Perfectly Plaid. For the inside, I used an inside sentiment from Perfectly Plaid. So let me get that out. And I'm going to stamp that in our cherry cobbler. So let's go ahead, and because these are photopolymers, I do want to go ahead and use my Stampin' Pierce mat. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp that right there. And I don't like the way that turned out, so I'm going to flip it over. And this is why I always say stamp, then stick. Because if you make a mistake, you can always flip the paper over. So we've got that. And then I want to stamp a couple of those adorable little Christmas bulbs in the upper corner. So I'm going to stamp, I think, one in Pool Party and maybe one in our Old Olive. Excuse me. Let me go. I don't know where my littler one was. I had a littler block, but I don't know where it went to. All right, so let's go here. We'll stamp a Pool Party up there. I'm going to clean this if I can find where I put my I just went and had it, got it wet again. I don't know where I put it. Oh, I left it on the other table. That's all right. I've got another one here. Okay, and let's clean that up, and let's get our old olive. Okay. And we're just going to put that in that corner. All right, now we've got that. Let's go ahead and put this on the inside. And I swear I have lost all of my stuff tonight. I don't know where I put my, there it is. I had put the cards on top of it. So I'm just going to go ahead and put some Stampin' Seal Plus, and we'll get that in there. And again, no embellishments on this. It really is just going to be a basic, simple stamping card. This is great for beginners. We're not going to do anything too crazy. I'm just going to actually, I like it when my cards lay down a little bit flatter. So, hey, Maureen, how are you? How is everyone this evening? I love it when we have a short week. I love it when my Monday actually falls on a Tuesday. It makes the week go by so quickly. This is like the best time of year because there's a holiday every single month, and some months have two. So it makes up for that long dry spell from like March to like July. I guess May, we have Memorial Day in May, but it seems like a long spell in there with no days off. Tell you, if Congress really wants to do something, they should pass a federal holiday so that there's one every month of the year. That's what I think. All right, let's go ahead and stamp that beautiful Merry Christmas in our, if I can get this off. And the reason I'm going to stamp the sentiment first is I want to make sure that I have enough room for it before I put on those lights, because we're going to stamp those lights across. So I was always taught that you stamp your sentiment and then you stamp your images, because you want to make sure you leave enough room. So there we've got that. Now again, I am going to stamp this little light, and I'm just going to kind of stamp it where, I don't know, maybe we'll start off with the yellow, and then we'll go maybe to a green, or maybe we'll do a blue. I don't know. I haven't quite decided. We'll do a blue, and then we'll do a green, and then maybe we'll go back to a yellow, and then maybe one more blue. Okay. Right, that's going to be a little bit close, but that's okay. We don't always string our Christmas lights perfectly. And then let me just close some of these up, because you know me and my inks, I get very, very messy. And I don't want to ruin all of my cards all of the time. So you just take a few minutes and close them. It just makes life that much less messy. Okay, then I'm just going to take my black marker, and I'm just going to kind of start out there and just go from there and string it there and there and there. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty easy. And then we can put this on either with just Stampin' Seal, or let's have a little bit of fun and put it on with some Stampin' Dimensionals. If I can find, I literally put everything out that I will need when I do these lives, and then invariably I end up losing something. Okay, these little pieces will work. I don't know where, I literally just had like a whole sheet of these, and I don't know where they went. They went somewhere, but not anywhere where I can find them right now. One more. Where do I have another one? Oh, there we go. There's a whole sheet. Okay. I spent this week cleaning my studio to get ready for my class on Saturday, and I have to say it looks lovely, but it won't look like that way for long. All right, there's our first card. Now, again, don't forget to leave me a comment. Let me know that you're here. Let me know that you like them or something. I'll enter you in for a chance to win the cards we make. So that's our first one. Now we're going to get really creative. We have our pumpkin pie. This was a standard 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, and then I cut off just 1 inch from on the front cover. So it actually ends up being 5.5 by 7.5. And I just saved that little one that I cut off for another time. Now, I have a piece of basic white. I'm not going to put it in just yet because I want to make sure that when I put it in, I stamp my sentiment around the other elements that I'm going to put on, okay? And I can put this on. This is a piece of the black glimmer. It's 1 inch by 5 1/4. And we're just going to put that right along the right side of this paper, okay? So let's put some Stampin' Seal on there. Okay. And we're just gonna make sure your edges are even, not too hard. I love this black glimmer paper. What's not to love about that? Then this other piece is 3 inches by 5 1/4. And we're going to go ahead and put that on there because we are going to have to die cut right through that. Okay. All right. Okay. Trying to make sure I get this on there straight. Okay, that looks pretty straight. Okay, then we have our 2 elements. So these I use with our layering circle dies, and they are like the 2nd and 3rd largest dies. I don't know their exact size. This is like maybe 2 3/8, and this might be like 2 5/8, roughly, give or take. So on this, we're going to go ahead and we're going to stamp. I believe I stamped the Trick or Treat. I can't find my thing now. So I'm going to take my Trick or Treat and I'm going to stamp that in our pumpkin pie. And then we're going to stamp some bats. And I do need my bats. I'm going to kind of stamp off. So I need to make sure that I have some paper there. Okay. Okay, so here we go. We've got our Trick or Treat. These are so cute for my little nieces and nephews. Great nieces and nephews at this point. My nieces and nephews are all grown with kids of their own. It's amazing how fast that happens, especially when I feel like I haven't aged. Well, I may feel that way. My body has a whole different take on that scenario. All right. I'm going to ink these up in our Memento black. And I'm not going to, it's not going to take all of them. So I'm probably going to put like 1 bat up there and then do 1 bat down here. And I've got that little bobble there. So I'm going to make sure I put my bat kind of right over that. And that takes care of that. So we've got that. All right, we can go ahead and we can put this on. We're going to just put this on with some Stampin' Seal. Okay. All right, now I did forget to get my layering circle. So let me just run and get that real quick. Right over here. And like I said, this is the second largest one. And this is actually, let me see. It's almost 3 inches. Maybe not quite. Maybe like 2 7/8. So, but it is pretty big. So I'm gonna bring in my, oh my goodness, my Stampin' Cut and Emboss. And you know that I usually try to do this ahead of time, but it was not possible with this design. And where did I put my plates? Oh, here they are. I pretty much thought I had everything here. So now I want to figure out where I want to kind of put this. I don't know if you can see this, but I want to kind of cut out like right there where this is going to go. So I'm just going to open up my card. I'm going to put my circle on there, and I'm just going to run it through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss. Okay. Okay, there we go. All right. Now, so I'm going to take off this piece. Okay, now I'm ready to put in this piece. let's go ahead and put our inside in. And the reason I didn't put it in right away was because I wanted to make sure where that cutout was going to be so I could place my inside sentiment where it wouldn't show through that cutout. Okay, so we've got that. Now we're going to put this on. We're going to pop this up with dimensionals. So I'm going to just put on, I don't know, maybe, what do you think? Maybe 3 dimensionals? 4, maybe 4. Why the heck not? Okay. And I'm just going to keep this closed. Okay, I'm going to just fit that right where that cutout goes. Perfect. A little bit off, but it'll still work. Okay, now we've got another little sentiment from our stamp set. I'm going to stamp Ghoulish Delights, and I'm going to stamp our bats again. So just bear with me for 2 seconds. And we're going to stamp the Ghoulish Delights in pumpkin pie. And of course, we're going to stamp our bats in the black. I'm just going to add some of that gorgeous gingham ribbon. And call it a day. I should probably put these words right side up, correct? Ghoulish Delights. I have my bats. Just gonna stick those right there. Oh, how cute is this? Don't you just love it? And then to finish it off, we're going to add some of that new black and white gingham ribbon. I love it. And here's a pro tip. I hate when my ribbon is unraveled. So there's like 4 little lines on the top of this. I cut a slit near each one of these lines. And no matter where my ribbon ends, I usually have a slit to go ahead and put it through. Now, I don't know how much you need. At least 12 to 14 inches. Because I'm only going to tie it in a knot. So once I determine how much I want, I'm going to just go ahead and cut it right there. Okay. Going to get out my reverse tweezers, and I kind of want it closer to the top of the card. Okay, hold that, and then we just tie this in a little knot. That reverse tweezer, it's like having a third hand. It's perfect. Okay. Then I'm just going to go ahead and trim this up just a bit. I left my good scissors upstairs again. Okay, and there you have it. That is our Ghoulishly Delightful Halloween card. Isn't that fun? I love the way that black glimmer paper just kind of sparkles. And here we go. Like I said, here, now I have my ribbon cut. I can turn it, And oh, there's a slot to put it into. Let me just stick it in there. And now my ribbon won't unravel. Isn't that wonderful? This is like the best thing that I could have done, because now my ribbons, when they're on the spool, they won't ravel and go all over the floor. So, a little pro tip. All right, folks, that's it for this edition of Stampin' with Crafty Klock. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I hope you like these. Again, don't forget to go ahead. Pamela, if you are still listening, you won the cards from 2 weeks ago. I need your address so I can send them to you. Please message me your mailing address. I would greatly appreciate that, so I can get those in the mail to you. Again, leave a comment. Let me know what you think, and I will go ahead and put you in the drawing for these cards. Have a great evening, everyone. I'll see you next week. Bye.